Finding out that Brunson has a white wife just ruined my morning.
My bad, y'all. I'm gonna get better at these intros, man. But this video is about Bronson. Uh, he's not only a Knicks champion, he also have a white wife, and that's stirring up the internet basically. This is by O'Shea Jackson. O'Shea Duke Jackson. Um, I'll just let it play.
This morning, I got up and I happened to be scrolling on X. This is kind of what I do when I'm looking for stories. And then lo and behold, I fell up on this particular clip.
Finding out that Brunson has a white wife just ruined my morning. I hope everybody knows that. And now I hope your morning is ruined just like mine. Because I really thought you had a black queen playing on that court like that.
Ah, yes, another story about our brother, Jaylen Brunson. When I saw this, I was not shocked. It was something that I could have easily predicted. I predicted this even before the series started. But he's been with his girlfriend, which is now actually his wife, Ali Marks, since they were in high school. She is...
Go reward yourself. Go play.
White Jewish, and this has been a problem for him, not just right now, but as it seems, it's been a big issue throughout their relationship. Now, I know this because I believe he has a podcast with him, Josh Hart. Now, Josh Hart's on the Knicks. He has...
What I would say is, I feel like a lot of people have a lot to say about relationships. That's not theirs. I don't see how him playing and being the champions for the Knicks had to do with him having a white girlfriend. And what I would say is, it's probably because that video I had before is like about the celebrity crush. I'm like, if he has a white girlfriend, right, and he likes her, and he wanted to spend time, the rest of his life with her, what's the problem? It stated, like, he said that they was together for since high school. Why is it now a problem? I'm pretty sure he's like somewhere near 30, like either late 20s, 30. Why now is a problem that he's dating the white woman when he was when he's a champion now? Why is that the conversation that's going on? I would say I think he found someone who liked him at the lowest. Like, he was in high school. He was nowhere. The only thing he probably had to his name is that his father was in the NBA. So he's expected to go there, but he didn't make it there yet. And it took him time, even when he was in the NBA, to actually become who he is now. I think this is his first championship. I think, not fully sure. But what I'm trying to say is, like, sometime when that one person stay in your corner, that's that one person to go through life with. Now, is that one person black or white? I don't think it matters. I think only the person's character matters, like how the person has been to him. It shouldn't matter that she's not black, you know? I think a lot of people put too much focus on the race and the color, and it's like, okay, let's just say he did have a black girlfriend, but yet things didn't work out. Is it better then, or like I don't see the point. As long as two people could be together for a good amount of time and be good for each other, I don't see the point about it.
A black wife. They all went to Villanova together. And there was another guy who was on the podcast, and he had a black girlfriend. And this is how you know that this situation has bothered him.
Why does Matt get praised for being in an interracial relationship, but I get shit on?
Yeah. You get shit on? That's
you mean because like he's the
because
guy
I'm
and
white.
she's the girl?
Just because
Oh
I'm white.
no!
So whoever that guy is on the far left is in a relationship with a black lady, and his name is Matt. I don't know if that's Matt Ryan, who now plays in the Dubai League. If he had a black girl at the time, I'm not
I even know
necessarily
there was
sure.
a Dubai league.
But that person is definitely next to a black woman, as you can see. You can tell that Ali Marks and him are perturbed about the fact that this guy, Matt, gets praised for being with a black woman, but Jaylen Brunson is being hated on for marrying Ali Marks. And largely because of this debate, everybody's really talking about it.
All these women getting upset with Jaylen Brunson's wife and talking shit about her because she's a white woman, y'all are some weirdos. I completely understand the frustration within the black community of like feeling that black men, especially in the industry of sports industry, always choosing white women and having like a fetish for them. Understandable, but not all of them are like that. You cannot put that label on everyone. They have been high school sweethearts. They've been fucking since they were kids, bro. Like, she's a doctor. She has her own shit. Like, you can't just put her down and be upset with her for that. That's crazy. It gets to a point. Again, it's understandable, but not with all of them. You can't just generalize every white woman who's with a black man in the sports industry. She seems like a really sweet girl, and y'all are talking so much shit about her and putting all this hate towards them that is so unnecessary. Like, get over it.
Now, it's gotten so crazy that
I feel like this boosts LeBron's legacy because you know what I'm saying? His high school sweetheart was a black girl, and that just makes him like better.
I want to talk.
Oh no! So yeah, since high school they was together. I even know she was a doctor, which kind of makes it better in a way because there's no, at least I would think, there's no like, you know, money involved. Like, I'm here for the money, but the thing is like she was there for so long. I feel like you should always, as a person, right? You have a friend, a family, a girlfriend who stuck by you at the lowest times, at the times where you need someone there, but you don't have it. You don't have the status, and they still stay by you. I think those are the people you go to the next step with. You know what I'm saying? If you have a girlfriend and she was there since you was like playing the junior leagues or like junior varsity and stuff like that, it's like, bro, this is the person you go when you become famous, because you don't trust nobody, or you shouldn't trust nobody once you become famous, because you don't know what they're there for. They could be there for you, they could be there for your money. But somebody who hold it down when you had nothing, it's always to me, it's always the best choice. So he did the right thing to me by marrying someone who hold him down since then. And this idea that you have to, being black, which is not a choice, by the way, you have to also choose someone who's black, is kind of outrageous to me. I understand because the community, I do, but I also understand that you have no choice in what race you're part of. You only have the choice of who you decide to be with, and who that person you decide to be with. It should be only your choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, he chose a white woman, but he chose a white woman since he was in high school. And he came up, they still together She's doing her thing. He's doing his thing. I don't see the problem. And the thing is, he's saying that LeBron is better as a player or as a, I guess, a person because he chose a black woman. You don't know nothing about their relationship. You don't know how they're getting down. Just because he's a black person who chose a black person, apparently. That itself speaks characters speak character when it comes to, like, I guess, the fans. Which is, again, is outrageous. It's actually a stupid way to think, but hey, I understand the whole, like, you know, black, you're black, she's black. I would prefer, even for me, a black woman. But I'm just saying, like, to a point, would you, like, if a person who comes, like, you meet a person, she has everything you want in a woman as a guy, and I don't know if race, for me, I don't know if race will play too big of a point there. I do prefer black woman because I'm black. It will be easier to kind of build a relationship. Well, I don't think I will block my blessings either. Um, Especially in the times like high school. High school, you're not even thinking about no race. You in the school, if the school is like, it has like black, white mix, and like you find someone that you could actually kick it with. I think that matters the most out of anything in high school. I remember when, like, I don't remember like overthinking high school like that.
Talk about what the brother said about LeBron, in which I think he was just saying something. But LeBron has been with Savannah James since at least his senior year in high school. I know that he did go to the junior prom with somebody that was white, or one of the proms, but Savannah James, at least since he was 17, they've been together for 23 years. And what I have noticed when it comes to black athletes is whether it's their mother or their wife, black men typically pay a lot of homage to the black woman in their life. That was the case with Isaiah Thomas when he played the Detroit Pistons, Kevin Durant, who was raised by a single mother. You always hear a lot of black men take a lot of time to really thank their mother. And I have no doubt that, mothers play a big role in their life. But this is also the same case with LeBron James. He's really praised Savannah James for all that she has done in his career, rightfully so. What I notice is that when a black man does that, this gives black women the opportunity as a group to take credit for the black man's success. So now when Savannah James or LeBron James is honoring her as a wife, as a mother, it's not just Savannah James getting that credit. It's black women as a whole getting that credit. Because largely when you listen to a lot of black women, you kind of always hear this narrative of, you see black women, we always fighting for you black men. We're always standing up for you black men. You guys don't stand up for us. And so when you're being successful, it is largely
So what he's trying to say is like, it's like her success, and they looking at her success and like, yeah, this is why black woman just that third. I mean, I could get that. I hear it a lot. Like when they're making points, like if you hear like a black woman making points, she would normally choose like a famous black couple or a famous black woman and be like, you see, black woman, this, that. I don't think nothing is wrong from it, but like I said, you don't know nothing about their relationship. You don't know, anything could be happening in that house. You don't know. So to really to take that and be like, you know, black woman is this because of Savannah. It's like, but you don't even know who she is. And I'm not saying nothing like bad about her. It seems like they had a good marriage. They had the kids. They're still married. which is very good, you know. But I'm just saying, it's like nothing is cookie cutter, right? I like that for them being like a black couple married, even though he's been in the NBA for that long. They've been married since high school. That's always great. The thing is, I don't think I would make a point and then take them as a couple and be like, you see, this could happen. Unless it's like, you see, they could be together since high school and be together for 23 years, still married, still happy, at least seeming happy. It won't be like, oh, since since LeBron could do it, like that solidifies everything for black men as a whole. That just doesn't make sense. And I think that's what they're doing is like they out what is that bonding or like they trying to they try and have a shared experience or something like a form of validation when it comes to like them as a whole. I don't know, but I do hear a lot of black women. They do pick out like either a black celebrity or a black couple and be like, you see, you see, you see. So I think Osha is right.
Because we created the ecosystem for you to be successful. And now the greatest basketball player or one of the best basketball players of all time is with a black woman. You see, that just goes to show that you black men have your priorities in the wrong place. The issue with Jaylen Brunson, though, is he did something in the Knicks that a lot of players could not do in a Knicks uniform in the last 50 years. That includes Patrick Ewing, that includes Carmelo Anthony, and many others. He won an NBA title for, I believe, they're still the richest franchise in the NBA. New York City is the biggest city in America. It is the heart of America, if you will. And black women would have loved the opportunity to be able to say, you see, this is what he gets for being with a black woman. You see that? We took credit because we were supporting him. Although his mother is black, his father is black. But you see, the mate is because of us. And now the issue is not really that he's dating a white lady or something like that. It's largely just that black women just can't take credit for the success of a black man, especially a black man that you may or may not have wanted when he didn't have anything. And this is something that, you know, we got to talk about when it comes to black women. Now, to be fair, I've had opportunities with black women that I have largely messed up.
Deliciously creamy. Protein indulgence.
And there was one lady when I was in college. If I would have married her and been more mature about it, I'm quite sure I would have had a good marriage. I'll probably still be married to her today. That's something that I know for a fact, right? But you live and you learn. But then I've also seen certain cases, you know, when it comes to black men, especially black women, is that largely they will wait until you're undeniably successful. And again, we can say that about all women, but I'm in the black community, right? So I got to talk about it. They wait until you are largely successful, and then all of a sudden, here they come. Now, think about a lot of black men when you are not anybody, all right? And this is what I thought about too. When I was coming up, catching the bus, you know, going.
You know, this is, I think I know where he's going with this, and I kind of see that too. Like, I think this might be a hot opinion, but I feel when it comes to like athletes and other aspects, like when a guy is about to have like status, he's about to be a comedian. I think black women, I don't know. I don't think they prioritize the beginning journey as much as the end. Right? Once you're famous and everything, everybody's out to get you. But once you have nothing and you're trying to get something going, you're trying to do that. You're trying to get your, you know, even if it's like little stuff like I mean, not little stuff, but like little in comparison, like business. I feel like not every black woman will be there by your side 100%. Now there are black women that could do that and has done it. You know what I'm saying? Um, I just don't think it's a lot of them, and it's kind of something that's going on. Like all the sports guys, like most of them, especially the ones that's really getting things going. You look at who they dating, is like it's not she's not black, and some of them is because they was like with each other for a long time, whatever the case may be. But I'm like, why is there so many black athletes not with a black woman? And I'm not saying it like everybody else is saying it. Like, hey, if you like black or Hispanic, that's you. It's cool. Nothing wrong with that. But like, there is like a huge amount of this going on, and I'm like, dang, why is it like that? And I think part of it is probably because nowadays, especially, I think a lot of black girls, they are prioritizing the end when you finish the race, when you get to where you're going. It, um, not a lot of them is just sticking where you have nothing and you are just trying to figure it out. Uh, I think that's where OSHA is going with this.
One American River College in summer school. I had them lugs, boots on, taking calculus, taking statistics in summer school, and trying to get my GPA up and get into the point that I'm at now. Hey, those women was not interested in you. Same thing with Jaylen Brunson. When he came out in 2018, he was even in the second round. He wasn't even supposed to probably make the team. All right. He came out in 2018, second round, 33rd overall pick. All right. That's almost about not to be drafted that year. And, he already had a woman, but nobody was checking for him at that particular time, even though he was in a relationship. And you can argue, if you were strong enough as a sister, you could have took him at that time, because largely he wasn't who he is now. But you didn't. And it wasn't until he got on the Knicks. And by the time he got on the Knicks and started balling out, it was already too late because somebody was there. So now let me ask black women a question. Do you think that black men are going to sit back, wait for you, and then deny other women who are largely there, some of them women since high school, be loving, be supportive, and then once they get their payday, they're going to just drop them and come to you? That's not what's going to happen.
Right. I always say this: guys are loyal. Now I know you're good. I know a lot of people's not gonna agree. I'm talking about like loyal to duty. They might not be loyal to people, but they are loyal to duty. I think a lot of guys, especially like men, they are we are taught at a young age to prioritize responsibility and duty. So when it comes to us growing up, we are loyal to when it comes to duty and responsibilities. And I think when you realize that somebody's been there since you had nothing, and you're like, not every guy. Some people, of course, won't be. Well, I won't call them men. So, but the guys who sit there, they had a girl who's been there since they was like young, like maybe high school. They had kids with her. They married her. Those are the type of people I'm talking about. And the reason they go through all of that is because of sense of duty, right? She was your girl for a long time. Then end up having, maybe getting pregnant first or getting the marriage first. Now you're like, okay, I have to do the next step, right? If it's marriage first, then I have to do the next step. We have to have kids. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like the duty aspect of it, men are always loyal. So when he saw that like she was with him since high school, the next step is to make her his wife. She's not gonna just be like, okay, now I'm that guy now. I'm the guy that everybody's talking about. I'm about to go get me a regular degular, not a regular degular, but like an Instagram model or something. Now you can say whatever you want. Maybe he might end up stepping out. But the thing is, even when guys do step out, it's not with like a girl they would want to be with. Right? That girl is just like a write off, basically. I don't want to be too disrespectful. But it's like the guy will always come back home. He will always come back to that sense of duty. And for Bronson, his sense of duty is making the girlfriend that was his girlfriend since high school his wife. And the next step after that is to have kids with her. So that's how it goes. So when you hear like things like, oh no, I want a guy who has 6 figures, I want a guy who has this, who has that, and it seems like this guy is already made. So the thing is like, one, would that guy like you? But two, and most importantly, why do you think that you earn a guy or like, what's the word I'm trying to say? What makes you think you deserve a guy that's already built himself up if you wasn't willing to be there from the start, from when he didn't have nothing yet? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's happening here. When he was in high school, when he didn't have nothing, she was the one who was there. So when he has everything, she's the one he's sharing it with.
Okay? And black
That
women
just makes
just
sense
really
to
need
me.
to understand that these black men are not going to be just loyal to you as they have been in the past because you're black. You got dibs because you live close to them. You are there with them. But, like I said, women want to see if you're going to become somebody. And I understand that. They're protecting their biology. And hey, let me see what he's going to be. Well, by that time, somebody else has already looked at what he's going to be, and they got him. And nobody owes you. Nobody owes you anything. Already. It's just like women.
Look at that.
Women largely feel that they don't owe men nothing. A woman doesn't owe you love. Let's say, for example, you go to a bar and you buy a woman a drink. She don't owe you nothing because you bought her something to drink. She doesn't owe you anything. All right? And we get that. And we understand that. Now the same thing must be said about your ass. Okay? These dudes don't owe you nothing. That's how they feel. If the white girl been there, if the black woman been there, and they got all this money, who they gonna deal with? They gonna deal with the chick that's been there, not the chick that's now coming in there. No, that's not how it works. And a lot of times, a lot of sisters just be believing that, and that's just largely not true. And if you want to take credit for the black man's success, you gotta be there with the black man. It's just like this. When black women become successful, y'all want all that success to yourself because you work for it. And what a lot of sisters, I think, trying to do is when black men get successful, y'all want to take that success too. We largely can understand, as good as a wife Savannah James has been, largely LeBron James, had he married somebody else of another race or somebody else black, he will still be the great athlete because Savannah James can't help him do no shooting in the gym. All right. He would have, just like Kobe Bryant. If Kobe Bryant would have married somebody white, he would have been the same. Michael Jordan had a black wife. Now I got a white wife. The mentality is the same. And that's just largely the truth. And I know a lot of sisters not going to like this. I know y'all going to be mad, but this is not my fault. These black men, and I'm a pro-black, they are not going to wait for y'all. They're just not. These other groups of women are going to compete for them at an earlier clip. They're going to get in when the getting is good. And if your ass don't get in when the getting is good because you think that somebody should come and chase you, somebody should come and seek you out because what are you doing for me? Okay, well, that's different from a woman who's looking at what can I do for him. And as soon as these men put themselves in a situation where they can do something for somebody else, your chance is gone, literally. Because a lot of sisters got the kind of the mentality, more or less, well, what is this black dude doing for me? So he need to be coming, try to check for me.
Right. Nobody wants to work anymore. Especially the females. I'm not gonna even lie. Like most of them, they don't want to work no more. I'm not talking about like literal work. I'm talking about like working in the relationship. Like nobody want to build. Everybody want to just reap what is already there, you know? And that's one of the problems too, because I feel like a lot of people, I'm pretty sure if Bronson was in that high school, there was other black people in that high school. I'm just saying. So my thing is, why didn't a black woman start talking to him? Like black women will say a lot of things about Savannah, but they're not understanding that Savannah had to stick there before LeBron James was LeBron James. She had to be there when he was just a kid in high school, just figuring it out. Maybe going to school, maybe the best like ball player at the time. But I know some good ball players in my high school that didn't make it to the NBA, not even to college. So it was like she played. I'm not gonna say she played the game, but she invested. Well, I would say, and not a lot of people are willing to invest in another person these days. And I think that's something that's missing out. And I think that's what O'Shea is trying to say is it's always an investment being made. And you should look at the person, look at the character, and you should determine based off that. People are determining based off what you have already. But that doesn't mean like somebody could fall into money. Like, what if a resident or a relative, I said resident, a relative had passed and gave and left you money. Now you're the richest kid in high school. Everybody's flocking, thinking that their futures is set. Now he picked one girl, and then years later they blow the money. There's no more money left. They still in their 20s, like their late 20s. No more money left. Now what? I think sometimes you have to focus on the person's character and how they coming up. That's why I'm like, hey, I would prefer a black woman because of it'll be easier to kind of understand each other. But I'm not gonna block my blessings if someone of a different race come around and I actually like this person and I see the characters. I'm like, this is a type of person I actually want to see what goes on, what happens. If we pursue a relationship, I'm not gonna be like, oh shit, she's not black. And I feel like a lot of people in the community feel like you have to do this because you are black. I never chose to be black, although I love being black, but I never chose it. So it's like when it comes to the relationship, I'm only choosing what I like a woman to have for me to be with, and that's about it. Race is not in that kind of category. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say she has to be black. Other people might say it. I don't mind. I don't mind that thought too. 'Cause I understand it too. Um, but I'm mostly looking at character and seeing like what 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 can you do for me based off your character, because that tells you more about your situation going forward than this person is really good at basketball at the time, because you could get with this person and then he gets an injury, he can't play ball no more. are you gonna leave? You know what I'm saying? Savannah, she picked him at a young age, but she also had to stay with him while he was going to the gym, while he had to go and fly out to play ball, while he had to like build his craft. So before the money came in, before he had everything he has now, she was there. Same thing with Bronson and his wife. That's why he chose her to be his wife and to be the mother of his children. And I'm not mad at that. I feel like that's the best choice. If I was with someone since high school, that's the person that's gonna be with me going forward, unless it don't work out. But I'm gonna stop it right here. I think this video was good. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.